Doesn't anybody just get a job anymore? Hey everybody, I thought I would just do a quick rant video. This is one of those videos that's going to be uncut, unedited, whatever. It's just going to be straight what it is, dumped from the camera into the computer, and there it goes. One, it's been really busy lately, so I haven't had a chance to do like a real video that I like to do, but I just want to get something out there, and I just seen something that was really, really getting on catch my attention list, let's just say. It seems like people that fall into the world of fame are so addicted to fame, they want you to keep paying for their fame, even when the days of their fame might not be as great as it once was. Let me explain. I was kind of just trolling around on YouTube and looking at stuff and whatever, and I don't go to conventions. I mean, I've been to 2 Star Trek conventions in my life. That was way, way in the past, right? And I have no idea how much celebrities are charging for autographs at these Comic-Cons and Mega-Cons, whatever it is. And it's kind of staggering. Don't get me wrong. I knew these things were always going on. And I knew that people were going in, paying a fee to get in. Once they're in there, they're paying another whatever to get an autograph. But I had no idea it had gotten as bad as it is what I am seeing right now. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous. People charging $100, more than $100, whatever, just for an autograph. And then, like, if you want to get a selfie with them, it's another 40, 50, 60 bucks. If you bring something that isn't something that you bought from them, it's more money. If they sign anything over more than 5 words, it's more money. I seen one person actually charging people like an extra 30 bucks or something, whatever it was, I can't remember, if you gave them, or they gave you, I should say, a hug. I'm like, what is going on with these people? It's nickeling and diming for every word. It's nickeling and diming for everything bought, a hug, a photograph, all this other kind of bullshit. I don't understand this thinking. Okay, I understand people are still trying to make a living, but some of these people have no right to be out there, let's just say, asking for money. If you are a celebrity of a certain stature, let's just say, you've made a ton of cash. If you were somebody that was built into the lead role of a franchise, let's just say, I'm not going to name names, if you are one of those kind of people, you were making serious money. You're not the guy that was the 5th victim in Friday the 13th 7. You know what I'm saying? Those guys go out, they're like, hey, listen, I'll go to this thing, I'll get paid some money, I'll charge a few bucks, I'll get some of the money from the autographs, from the promoter, whatever, and I'll go on and some kid will have every signature laced on his poster or something like that. But when you're a big name who's made serious cash in your career, to me, it almost like smacks the fans in the face. It's like, you were making millions of dollars. Did you invest it badly? Did you toot it up your nose? What were you doing? From my point of view, if somebody who has helped me live a lifestyle that is just basically a fantasy lifestyle, let's face it, these people get paid a lot of money to dress up and play make-believe roles. That's what they do. So to see them sit there and charge tons of cash on top of the money that they were making when they performed those roles and are still making in Hollywood to this day, to me it's just a little bizarre. Wouldn't you just stop to your fans? Wouldn't you just show up at these kind of things and say, listen, say to the promoter, listen, I've made millions. I've done very well. Everybody coming through those doors has put me in the position I'm in today. I get to go to Hollywood parties and get gift boxes and shit that are more than some people make in a year. I get to do those things because of these fans. I'm going to show up. I don't want their money. You sit there and let me sign some autographs. Maybe I'm ignorant. Maybe I know that's not how the business works. I get it. Promoters put the money up front. They're taking the financial risk. They're charging people to get in the door. The celebrities are getting a cut of their fee, of their photographs. Some of it's going to the promoters, some's going to them, whatever. And they're, of course, getting their fee for showing up. Some of these people are making decent fucking money, by the way, 4, 5, 10 grand, if not more, for a lot of them every day. So it's not like they're hurting. You know what I'm saying? These people are getting paid a lot of money. But there comes a point where you just have to say to yourself, are you really going to stick it to the fans that bad? Are you addicted to the cash that you have no shame? If you don't have that much of a place in the marketplace that you bled dry as much as you could, couldn't you just say, I'd rather go get a normal fucking job like everybody else than to sit there and say, hey, there's some guy here. He loved me in this role when he was a kid, and it would mean the world to him to get my autograph. So I'm going to sock him $400 for that autograph, and then go back to my Bel Air mansion. Yeah, I still have to pay for this thing, even though I'm not getting lead roles anymore, and I want to stay there, so I'm going to stick it to that human being. Isn't there a point where just common decency says to you that this is bullshit? I mean, how addicted to that lifestyle and that fame do you have to be? I would never go to a job I used to work at for years, no matter how long I was there, and say, listen, everybody, I remember you used to love me working here. I don't work here no more. I want you guys to come by and put some money in my tip jar about what a great job I used to do and the memories you used to have of me in here. It just doesn't compute. I don't get it. You should feel honored that people have given you their money all along, whether it's in tickets to the motion pictures, buying action figures, whatever it might be, that afforded you a lifestyle that was grandiose. And listen, if you've spent too much on that lifestyle and now you're hurting for cash, that's not my problem. You should plan ahead. They should plan ahead. They should just sit there and say, listen, I'm never going to keep making $2 million a year or whatever it is. Maybe I'll neck it down and live in a normal, 3-bedroom, 2-bath house in the suburbs and not go crazy. I don't care that they have to support that kind of a lifestyle anymore. It doesn't mean that much to me. And I have to also say to the fans, is it really worth it at that point when they're acting like that? And I get wanting autographs. I get it. It's kind of cool. It's a little keepsake. I've got autographs when my son was a kid. He was big into wrestling. So we went to some wrestling gatherings where some of the wrestlers would be. Never one time paid for an autograph. He's got The Rock and Owen Hart and the Smoking Guns and Nikolai Volkov and I don't know who the hell else. They never asked for a dime. At least back then, we're talking like, 25 years ago, never asked for a dime, got them all. I've got numerous autographs from people that I really enjoyed. Anybody who knows me knows I'm a big fight fanatic. I've got multiple world champions that gave me autographs, never asked for a dime. It was just cool to meet them. I had one time the heavyweight champion of the world took his belt off and threw it on my son's shoulder and said, take a picture of him with it. Take a picture of him with it. Have a good time. I'm like, how cool can you get? This is cool shit. I mean, I met Ace Frehley. He signed my original copy of Alive, Kiss Alive. Now, granted, it was during a downtime in this period in the 90s before the reunion, but he did. I had George Lynch sign some shit. He did. I've met Doug Pinnick several times, and the guys in King's X. They signed shit without question, no matter what it was. They didn't care if you bought it from them. They didn't care where it came from. One time, Doug Pinnick gave us an autograph of the set list off the floor. We met him afterwards. Sweet as humanly can be. I get it. It's a memento. It's something cool. But to pay for it? And to pay sometimes hundreds of dollars? If you're some kid or some grown-up going into a Comic-Con or a Mega-Con or whatever, and you're like, I want every cast member of Friday the 13th, Halloween, this, that, whatever, I don't care what it is. You're going to walk out of there several paychecks short just for getting these things. I know some people are just doing it to sell it on the backup market. I know, I get it, but still some fan is buying it somewhere. And really, is the level of hubris, ego, greed, call it what you want, that crazy with these people that they're going to stick it to the fans that bad? just to say hello, get an autograph, a meet and greet, something. And for me, wouldn't you just blend back into the background if you weren't that famous anymore? And just be like, okay, the money's not coming in anymore. Let me downsize my life. Let me go to something a little bit more normal. Let me sell that Malibu mansion and go live someplace that's a little bit more normal where, like, people making a decent living but are normal people live, some plumber, some electrician will be your neighbor. You'll never have to work again still, but you're living a good life. Again, I kind of can make a little bit of an exception for people that are literally, like, I was the victim number 8 in Halloween number 9 or some stupid shit like that. They're getting there, give them $15, 20, I don't know. They traveled there, they're helping fill out your poster, they're doing the whole thing. But when you're talking about mega celebrities, big stars, people that were talked about all the time, were in the zeitgeist, were in pop culture, this shit can be a little bit ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, now they're so addicted to fame, they're so addicted to the cash flow, that now half of them, some of the men, a lot of the ladies, are actually popping up with OnlyFans pages. What the hell is going on with that? I'm not judging people for what they do. I don't mean it like that. But every time you see like Shannon Elizabeth or Jamie Presley or Tricia Helfer, or whoever it is, Denise Richards, basically saying, I'm going to go do whatever I'm doing on camera and let you see all of it just because I need that money coming in, just because I need that fame still coming in. Isn't that kind of sad? Isn't that just kind of like, what? How tragic can you be? Can't you just go to be one of the normies? Can't you just be one of the masses at that point? It drives you to the point where you're just like, I'm not saying you just don't want to watch these people in TV movies or anything. I'm not shitting on them and saying you just want to shut everything off and never watch a movie that had Shannon Elizabeth. I don't mean it like that. But there is a party that just wants to look at them and just say, really? Fucking really? I mean, really? Have you no self-respect or common decency? Especially because the values of Hollywood change every week. 1 minute they're going off into Weinstein land and all this shit about sexism and everything like that. And then 2 seconds later, everybody's just selling themselves on the internet and shit. You're like, what are we doing, people? And in the end, sadly, there has to be a point where everybody looks at themselves and says, these are just people playing roles in movies. Yes, we love the movies. These are just playing roles in the TV shows. Yes, I don't really watch TV, but you get the idea. But at one point or another, you just have to say, guys, if you're going to keep trying to milk everybody this bad, we're just going to stop going. Hollywood is already in a load of shit. And then you throw on top of it this shit. Honestly, they are sitting there destroying their own brand, ruining their own business, making people that love the product, the films, TV shows, sometimes even music, and you're turning them against it because you just can't be normal. Anyway, I don't know. That's a rant for today. I hate to sit there and beat on anybody. That's not the kind of channel I like to have. But at the same time, there comes a point where you look at it and guys, you people are really just sticking it to the fans. And fans, you're really just encouraging this behavior. I remember reading, I think it was in a headline or something, that in the first week on OnlyFans or something, Shannon Elizabeth made like 1.2 million or something like that. I'm like, people, you want to see her naked? She's in fucking movies naked. Go look at them. Who cares? Whatever. But if you stop giving them loads of cash for basically the memories that they gave you, maybe they would stop hitting you with these extraordinary fees. Maybe they would just be a little bit more humble. Maybe they would sit there and stop lecturing about everything in your life and just say, hey, I'm an actor. I'm supposed to just go on there, pretend to do a thing, and leave and get crazy money for it. Maybe they would just be a little bit more humble and a little bit less addicted, and maybe a little bit more grateful for the incredible positions that they're in. Nah, I don't know. That's just me. That's a rant. I gotta go. It's like 9,000 degrees outside, and I got a life to live. I'll see you later. Bye.